Hi, guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Anime Podcasters. I'm your host, Hotshot Ginger, and with me, I have the Maple Leaf, the hockey player, the one who always apologizes even though he did nothing wrong, JaianMusic. How's it going, buddy?
You might as well put more Canadian stereotypes on my name before introducing me at this point. Keep going.
Yeah,
I mean, you were on a roll.
yeah, but I don't have anything else.
You ran
I mean,
out? Yeah. Before we recorded, Hot just like let me I have to look something up. I'm sure that's what you were looking up now.
Well, yeah, my home screen on my computer is now the Canadian flag. It's fine.
Great. I'm really happy to be here. Hi guys, we are back with a brand new episode where we're going to be talking about anime technology. We have 3 picks each of anime tech, machines, different technologies that have occurred in different anime series. But before we get into that, I want to talk about the Anime Podcasters Facebook page. It's a beautiful thing. It's a page that we really like, and we're happy to have it because it allows us to share the episodes with you guys, to comment back and forth with you guys. The one thing, though, is that if you are to message the page, if you want to contact us, you may do so. But we don't want to give out our phone number. We don't sell any merch. I don't want to see pictures of your cat on the Facebook page when you message me. Just a lot of random people have been messaging our page with really random stuff that has nothing to do with the podcast sometimes. So you may message us, but only if it's for a serious inquiry. Like if you want to recommend an episode to us, if you want to give us feedback, if you want to potentially be a guest, that is cool. But just don't message us with just the randomest thing. It's kind of annoying. Hotshot, you were telling me about it earlier.
Yeah, just like you can. Okay, a lot of people are treating the Anime Podcasters Facebook page as like a direct friend line instead of just a page for series that's currently ongoing. So you guys would message us saying, "Hey, can I show you a picture of my cat, or can I or what are your phone number? I'll hit you up," or anything like that. It's like you're treating anime podcasters like it's one friend request, and a lot of it is it really is just annoying because it's like, guys, we made this page to get the episodes out to you, to open the platform. So like maybe if you guys had any recommendations for shows for me and Jane to check out, or episode ideas that you have, or anything like that. It's not a personal one-on-one messaging system back and forth. Like, we do love you guys, but if you want to talk to us, like, let us know, and then we can comment back. Okay, DM us if that is really what you want. Like, contact us directly. Don't just use the Facebook page as basically a lobby and just share anything and any random thing with anybody that's currently following that. That's not what it's for. So please just be respectful of those boundaries.
Yeah. I really 100% agree with Hotshot. If you guys want more of a lobby thing like Hotshot said, you could join the Discord server instead. The Discord server, you could chat me up in there all the time. I'm always online in there. Hotshot's in there too. That would be a perfect place if you want to send pictures of your cats. That's perfect. Yeah, I love to see pictures of your cats on the Discord server. Why not? Just the Facebook page is different. It's not the same. So please only message the Facebook page if you have a serious inquiry. That is all I have to say. So, we have 3 anime texts to go over. And Hotshot, you were very, very braggadocious about your picks earlier. You were telling me you got some really good ones. So, I'm gonna put the pressure on you. And I am convinced you don't have any of my picks. So, go ahead,
okay,
Hotshot.
Yeah.
What's your first?
Okay, yeah,
anime,
that's fine. Like, I didn't procrastinate this at all, and yeah, all of mine will automatically win. All right, but I will happily go first, Jane. Thank you.
Yeah. Because you were telling me earlier that so I'm putting the pressure on.
Okay, and I'll take that pressure. I really don't think you can have a topic about technology without bringing this up. It has been around for a very long time. It has survived more than 3 incarnations. I am first bringing up the Dragon Radar from Dragon Ball.
Damn it.
I'm sure you don't have any of my picks. Instantly Steel's probably your best pick. Anyway.
I hate you so much.
I know. I love you too, boo. Anyway. So the Dragon
Oh my
Radar,
god.
Dragon Radar, I know you guys know what it is, but if you don't, the Dragon Radar was designed by Bulma in Dragon Ball to. I don't really know how it works because I forget the explanation of it. I do know that it's meant to track the location of the Dragon Balls, like saying go north, go east, go west. It's basically a compass that's just attuned to the Dragon Ball signal. And where this, where it was a huge deal to have, and like if a memory serves, like he kept losing it in the original Dragon Ball, and it was always a major deal. Now in Dragon Ball Super, it's more or less a paperweight. Just hey, can I get the power of the Dragon Radar? Oh, third cabinet on the left. Like sure, thanks. Just like
Yeah.
I'm like, guys, you could probably circle the Earth like 1,000 times and just find the Dragon Balls without the radar at this point because that's how powerful you are. But in the first, when it was just like martial arts and just had their wits to survive on stuff like that, you needed that radar. They were like the only ones to actually find Dragon Balls, and the only way the bad guys ever got them was if they stole them. So it's just like it's something that was a great idea, and I do still love the Dragon Radar. I love seeing it every time it comes out. In Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, I fucking love using it because it's beyond helpful. It's also your map in that game, but now with Super, it's just a glorified paperweight, but it's still an iconic paperweight, so I still want it.
I'm looking here, and on the Dragon Ball Wikipedia, there's actually a thing called the Dragon Radar Proof Box. The Dragon Radar Proof Box was created by Shu to hold a Dragon Ball found by Emperor Pilaf during the Red Ribbon Army. And from what I gather, this is like you put the Dragon Ball in here, and the Dragon Radar can't actually locate it.
Oh, so it's like a lead box for kryptonite.
Basically.
Weird.
But the Dragon, like, to go back to the Dragon Radar, yeah, Bulma, like, she just like came. This is like one of her best inventions, like either that or the time machine.
No,
a great,
Dragon
great,
Radar. By far, Dragon Radar.
No, I know, but you know,
Continue.
the time machine's really cool.
Yeah,
But you know what I mean,
It
though.
is just me and technology. Me and time travel just don't really get along that often.
No, I completely understand. But yeah, it's a staple, and it's used by all the characters whenever they're looking for a Dragon Ball, which is like very often in the series when they're looking for it. And that Dragon Radar was the reason why the adventure got so good, because it would bring them to like these really random places across the world, and I loved it. And in the video games, it's used as a point of reference to like, oh, you have to go over here to find the Dragon Ball and collect it over here and over there. So yeah, all in all, just like the fact that they can like create a machine that can pinpoint the exact location of the Dragon Ball on the planet is amazing. Like, I just think it's so cool. And I'm looking here, it's literally appeared in so many different games.
I do love the image of like when all seven or like a majority of number of the Dragon Balls are like in one group, and you can see them just like traveling on the radar. I do love that like each Dragon Ball is like just a separate circle instead of just like one continuous mass. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah, no, of course.
Okay.
What I was gonna say though, I'm looking for some trivia here, and there's a bunch of random trivia about this. Apparently the iPhone/iPod Touch application named D Radar emulates the Dragon Radar. So apparently you can have an app that acts like the Dragon Radar, which is really cool. And then you got in the 15th episode of the French anime Dofus, The Treasures of Karub, the titular character briefly brings up a Dragon Radar that he has in his possession. So the Dragon Radar kind of like it's almost as influential as like some of your previous anime things.
I mean, yeah, because like it's been there since the beginning of Dragon Ball, and it's been such a staple of it. And just like okay, show wise, it's been just like graded down to just being a paperweight, especially now because like Super Dragon Balls, Dragon Balls that are the size of fucking planets. But
Yeah, and then you wish.
but say in games,
Sorry, go ahead.
say in games like DBZ Kakarot, it's extremely helpful because it's your mini map. It's how you track missions. It's your navigator. It still tracks Dragon Balls. Like it does everything in the games. Just the show just gradually decreased it. I don't even know if they use it in GT now
Yeah,
that I
exactly.
think about it.
No, they do use it. They do use
Okay.
it to go around the. They have like an updated version that can like locate it from planet to planet.
Okay. Well, okay, that's
Yeah.
actually a good addition. But super just like really no use for it anymore, especially since Shenron has been like downgraded from a being that knows all to a scared little cat just like, hey, we're gonna summon you for one wish and then we're just gonna ignore you. It's like, dude,
All
guys, he
right.
can grant 3 wish of anything you want pretty much. And you're just like, yeah,
But like
fuck off. There's a more powerful version of you, so we don't want you anymore.
yeah, but the thing is, like, the Super Dragon Balls, the one thing I didn't like about them is, like, the whole point of the tournament powers to, like, basically who's the strongest universe, and then you just wish for everyone to come back. Why did we ever have a universe tournament in the first place?
To find out who's the strongest. Like when the universes come back, like yeah, I haven't watched the end of Tournament of Power, so don't get me wrong here. But when you wish everyone back after they had known that you were the one to defeat them, one, they're gonna want to challenge you again so they can get stronger. And two, even though you won, they was still a challenging fight, so you want to fight them again. It's saying blood.
Very, very true. Fair enough. All right, I want to go to my first pick. And it's also from Dragon Ball.
Oh, okay. That one I
am
didn't expect.
picking. Yeah, I'm picking Mechanic Dende.
I'm sorry, what?
Mechanic Dende.
Mechanic Dende? Okay, start explaining. I'm gonna actually search this one up.
Okay, it's a cover up for saying it's the medical machines from Dragon Ball Z. Sorry, I was just wanted to throw you off, but that's basically what it is. It's Mechanic Dende. The medical machines. I found this really cool quote from the Encyclopedia from Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. It's a treatment machine used by the Frieza Force. It is capable of healing any wound, no matter how severe, in a short amount of time when a user enters the tube. They are fitted with an oxygen mask as the tube is filled with healing liquid. Yeah. So
okay,
I
legitimately thought
Midikaru machine.
I legitimately thought you meant like an Android 16 Dende, and I'm just like, what the fuck is that a thing?
I'm talking about the recuperation machine, which is the
no, I got that when you started your explanation. It was just like I thought that's just where my mind went. I knew what you meant when you started explaining it because I thought of the scene with Goku in him after his fight with the Ginyu Force. But yeah, no, sorry.
No, it's all good. Apparently it first appeared in the episode of Bardock, the Dragon Ball episode of Bardock. And Bardock was after like a big fight that he did not win. He was placed in that machine, and basically like you just hang out in there and you just chill until you're fully healed, and it's like great for like the Zenkai boost stuff in Dragon Ball, and it's just a really cool machine that I really thought was great because like if you have
what else,
this huge army,
you know what else.
What's
you
up?
know what else is good for the Zenkai boost stuff? Sensu beans.
What? Oh my god.
And sensu beans are instantaneous. The pods, as good as they are, like especially since apparently they started on planet Vegeta and they do recuperate you back to 100%. But how long does it take to for a recovery like that? Because I know Goku, at least for his, was in there for a few hours.
The Encyclopedia states a short amount of time.
A short amount, yeah. Okay, so then how short is short though? Because Goku was in there after
5 minutes is like 25 episodes, right? Remember Namek? 5 minutes. You know, it's like a bunch of episodes.
Oh yeah.
Short amount of episodes of time.
Okay, so that means the Ginyu Force was defeated. Goku was put in there. The Dragon Balls were gathered together. Vegeta found them. Frieza found them in first form, killed them, or transformed into second form, stabbed Krillin, transformed in third form, killed Dende, fought Piccolo, transformed into fourth form, got Vegeta on the ropes, and then Goku shows up in the span of 5 minutes.
Basically, I'd like to stand corrected. Apparently, it did not come out in the Kakarot. Sorry, not in the Bardock episode.
No,
it was episode 3. It
should have first appeared in on Namek, like when Vegeta was thrown into it.
Yeah, Frieza Saga episode 3 when Zarbon uses one to heal Vegeta after defeating
throws
him
down Vegeta.
Yeah. Form.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. And I don't know. I just thought it's a really cool like recovery droning machine, which is just really awesome. And it's apparently I'm reading here too that Vegeta once stated that the liquid in the tank is synthetic sane DNA. So why not? You know?
Okay. It reminds me a lot of the Bantha tanks from Star Wars that Luke was in Hoth after his attack. And I know Star Wars isn't
That's actually what
exactly your.
the Wikipedia page is saying too. Yeah.
Oh, really? Well, I
Yeah.
mean, I can't really fault it for saying that because I mean, it really is the same kind of tank deal.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I just thought it's a really awesome machine, and like when you're dealing with like a huge army like Frieza's army, you need that kind of machine to like heal your troops and everything.
Yeah, which it is good. It is good for mass produced like that, especially because sensu beans only grow on Earth from with Corrin's help. So it is good that the enemies have like a counteractive of that. Granted, it's not as fast or effective as a sensu bean, but at the same time, it's still a way to do like months of recovery within a span of maybe not like 5 minutes, but in the span of like a half hour to an hour, let's say.
Right. But here's my question about it is like, you know how like I mentioned earlier the encyclopedia has to say it heals any wound no matter how bad it is.
Yeah.
Do you think it managed to heal Frieza when he got into like cyborg form, or is that completely different?
That's a completely different thing because in when he was in the cyborg form. Oh wait, you mean when the planet blew up and he was brought back in cyborg form?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They
I
used that
thought
to
I
make
thought
him
you
a
meant
cyborg.
when he was brought back after Trunks destroyed him in cyborg form. I'm like, no, he was whisked
No,
back
no.
after that one. But thinking of that, maybe they just might have had to use like cybernetic enhancements for him, like as he was being essentially reconstructed, because we know the blast like probably didn't save all of Frieza's face or anything like that. So when they found him, they probably rebuilt him and then threw him in the tank. That's my theory on that now.
Throw
that
the
you say it.
electric cyborg in the liquid tank. Yeah, throw the electric cyborg in the liquid tank.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's Frieza. Pain makes him stronger.
Yes. All right, that's all I had on this tank. I think we said enough.
Yeah, I mean, we said more about the tank than we said about the actual Dragon Radar.
Yeah, true.
All right,
Go
so
ahead.
moving on then. All right, so my next one is another iconic staple. It was probably the first piece of anime tech that I ran into as a kid from Pokemon, the Pokedex.
Oh man, no, okay, I'm actually screwed. I don't have any other picks. We might just end it there.
We might just end it here. All right, bye guys.
What are my two other picks?
Well, I mean, like, okay, well that's what I was talking about to you off podcast, and for you guys, I will give you a little bit of backstory here. Me and Jane decided to do tech after we record the last episode, and we've had all this time to prepare, and even after that, I admitted that I was having issues finding like a lot of the tech because a lot of the animes I watch have to do with like supernatural elements or mundane elements, like just going to school or whatever. And to hear that I took two of Jaden's picks here, and I might have even picked a third, but I'll let you know on that one later. This hasn't happened on an episode before where we took more than one pick.
Dude, it's fine. I actually found something else. I'm good.
Okay, cool. Still though.
I have one of my two now.
Okay, that's fine.
Anyways, go ahead.
All right. So for the Pokedex, made its first appearance in the first Pokemon game. Actually, it is an encyclopedia keeping track of all Pokemon that you interact with. So if you go out into the wilderness and find a Pidgey, point the Pokedex at it and it'll record Pidgey's habitat, Pidgey's height, Pidgey's weight, Pidgey's gender, and so on and so forth. And it's just kind of I honestly just kind of like opening a completed Pokedex and just seeing like all of the Pokemon filled out, saying that like you've seen him, but you haven't caught him, so on and so forth. Plus, I love that with the different iterations of Pokemon, the Pokedex evolves further. So it goes from a Pokedex to several different variations. It's kind of like an iPhone upgrading now that I think about it. And eventually goes into a Pokedex being combined with a Rotom, which is another Pokemon. So Pokemon is now your Pokedex.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah. In Sword and
Explain how that works. I'm confused about that. How does that work? How does a Pokemon become a Pokedex?
This Pokemon is pure electricity and can maintain a physical form in anything electronic. So Pokemon professors have started using him in Pokedexes and Pokephones and stuff like that to help trainers on their journey. I think the first time they came around was in Sun and Moon for the Aloha region, but I could be wrong on that one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I,
Well,
I
I don't know. Like to me the Pokedex was like the Game Boy. Like you know how you clicked on the Game Boy,
yeah,
and then you would like go through your Pokedex and you could see all the Pokemons you've like bumped into or that you've captured and everything. And there was a
yeah,
specific spot in the Pokemon game where you could actually go to someone and they could like let you know how many exact Pokemons you've captured and that you've seen and come across. And I mean that thing is insane because it has like
yeah.
all the information you've ever wanted about all the creatures.
And now in like current Pokemon or like modern Pokemon, I guess I should say, you can just you have your Pokedex on you and you can open it anytime and just like go to your Pokedex and just look. So you automatically know. You don't have to find anybody. But
Yeah.
hearing Dex for the first time in Pokemon, like that's always been a favorite of mine. And hearing that so I've actually been getting back into watching original Pokemon lately. So I've been watching Indigo League again. And hearing that the Pokedex is also the identification card of the trainers. Because when we first meet Jenny, or first meet a different Jenny rather, she asks for Ass identification
Yeah.
card and takes his Pokedex and pops up. This Dex Pokedex is registered to Ash Ketchum of Pallet Town. And just like, okay, not only can you keep tabs of all the Pokemon, but you're also how I identify myself to the police. Good to know.
Yeah, exactly. Now the
Like,
Pokedex is just a really cool staple of the Pokemon. It's like of the Pokemon franchise. You know, it's there. It's got all the
Pokedex,
info you need: numbers, names, the description, like everything, ever.
Pokedex and Pokeballs, man. I mean, they struck gold when they came up with those two ideas for Pokemon. If they're just like,
hundred
so
percent.
there's 100 monsters in the world, but what? And we have trainers, but one, how are they gonna catch them? And two, how are they gonna know what they are? It's like, we
Yeah,
have an
exactly.
automatic identifier.
Yeah. I don't know, like just a really complete piece of technology, like super important information center. Basically, is how I see it.
Yeah, which it really is because it's like it's connected to the Poke Center database of the Pokelab. So any Pokemon that's been registered or any Pokemon that's been identified by the professors or Pokemon researchers or anything like that is automatically synced to the Pokedexes. So all the trainer has to do is point the Pokedex at it, so it can essentially scan the Pokemon and bring up the file that it has on that said Pokemon.
Yeah, it's insane. I love the Pokedex, and that's why I picked it.
Yeah, but I picked it first. That's also why I picked the Dragon Radar first, because I knew for a fact that one was going to be on your list. I wasn't sure Pokedex was going to be on there.
All right. I'm ready for my second pick.
Your second and final pick.
No, and second pick, and I have a third. All right.
Okay, I didn't know you had a third.
From Yu-Gi-Oh GX.
Okay,
or
I'm
Yu-Gi-Oh
safe.
in general, but I'm gonna go with the GX version here.
Oh wait a minute,
I'm picking
I know
the dual
what you're
disc.
picking. Yeah,
The dual disc. Of
I
course.
completely
It's
forgot about
super
the dual
awesome.
disc.
It's
I
like,
completely forgot,
I'm looking at this
I love the
article
dual
here.
disc.
Yeah, and there's literally so many different versions of this dual disc. Basically, it's a portable dueling arena you put on your left arm, and that generates holograms when you place cards. It holds your cards. It has the graveyard. It has a life point counter. But just because of how much of a fanboy I am for the GX series, I'm just gonna read it off here. A streamlined version of the second dual disc. This is a standard dual disc issued to students of various dual academies established by Seto Kaiba and Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Aside from the obligatory alternate folding feature and a cosmetic refit, the disc functions ideally to the second dual disc. Identically, to the second dual disc. The shift from standby to active mode of this version of the dual disc is much less pronounced. Because it doesn't like do that crazy fold. It just extends two arms and instead like 2 cards, 3 cards. And then that's it. It's a really cool it's a staple because how else are you gonna duel? You know? Are you gonna put the cards down? No, you want to see those holograms come up. You know? It's a really cool thing. And I'm looking throughout. Like you have the first version, the Academy Dual Disc. What else did you have? You had the Capsule Monsters version, the Dark Dimension version. Just a bunch of different versions of this dual disc. And there's like 20, 30 different versions. It's crazy. this dual disc has, I swear to God, this thing is like a battle arm, like hybrid dual discs. I'm looking through all these pictures of dual discs and I'm blown away. There's a lot of dual discs, Hotshot. A lot of dual discs.
I mean, there's a lot of different variations of Yu-Gi-Oh! So yeah, that goes without saying. My favorite, honestly, like it's been a long time since I've seen GX, so unfortunately that one's not in my mind. But my favorite of the
Right.
dual disc has always been the original, with like how they can just flash out essentially instead of just like having to grab it, put it on a gauntlet. They can just swing, okay, ready to fight now. But it also to me looked like, especially like the edge where like it connects to the elbow and everything, you could just stab that into somebody and go like, I win.
Yes, you could, but that would be illegal in Yu-Gi-Oh.
That would be illegal in Yu-Gi-Oh. I actually had
It's not a punching anime.
I actually had a toy dual disc as a kid. I had a dual disc and an Omnitrix.
I had a dual disc too, and that thing would not work.
Well, no,
anime
there's
look so like
there was no
automatic,
holograms.
and I was like,
so
come on,
upset.
it's stuck. It's stuck. It's not. I'm not even talking about the hologram. I'm talking about like it wouldn't like fold out properly.
Oh, okay. So you just got a shit one. Mine was fine.
Yeah, I got a bad dual disc,
but the
dude.
thing is, like with such an iconic piece of like arguably an iconic series to be made into a toy for like literally the real world to have, if that doesn't speak of like how important that is to the show, and this is just a piece of tech, and if that doesn't speak volumes with how important it is, I really don't know what does. You know what I mean?
Yes. 100%. And
Well, I mean,
I
like,
just also want to say,
what else?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
The other, what I'm trying to say is, this dual disc brought us what we love the most about the series. It was like the piece of equipment that you saw on the arms of your favorite duelists, and they would do amazing battles with these things, and it was a way for them to speak their passion of dueling. You know, it's what they use. You know, like a motorcyclist uses a motorcycle, a duelist uses a dual disc. You know. That's how it works.
Yeah, and even when you had the versions of the holograms where you essentially had like a giant play table in front of you and placing the cards down like that, it still was never as satisfying as it is when they use dual discs. Like using a dual disc is just like
100%.
that much of a staple that like when it's a lot like Ash turning his hat backwards in Pokemon. When a dual disc comes out and up, you know shit's about to go down.
Very down.
Very, very down.
Yes. That's all I had to say on the dual disc. I think it's a pretty like
it's kind of a self-explanatory one. Yeah, with that one. All right, so on to my final then.
Yeah. All right. Yes.
Okay, so all the tech that we've mentioned so far, except for Jaden's healing chamber, have always been available like in episode 1 or so of the series. That's not the case for my next one. My next one was created for the sole purpose to enhance our main character and ultimately change the way that he fights altogether. I'm talking about Deku's shoot style boots from My Hero Academia.
This is the ones that he gets that crazy gear girl
that
Hatsune
Hatsune
makes,
makes,
him,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, that Hatsune makes.
Yeah.
Because it's thanks to him going in asking for help that she creates the boots for him to practice kicking instead of just copying All Might's punches. And that transforms his style into the shoot style, which I fucking love shoot style Deku. So
I want to say,
go for
just before you start though, I just want to say thank you so much for not picking one of my picks. Good job, Hotshot. Go ahead.
Now, I'm beyond curious as to what your last one is, but moving on. So when Deku, it's been a while since I've seen this episode, unfortunately. When Deku requires that he knows he needs to find a way to make One for All his instead of just copying All Might, like with the smashes and everything else. Like if anyone was even listening, they would know that All Might's power is just Deku's power because no one else has Detroit Smash and so on and so forth. So when Deku falls into this point of where if he injures his arms again, they just will refuse to heal him, or he needs to fight with more power or a different way, making it truly his. He switches from his arms to his legs, and the most memorable part about that for me is when they're still in the training ground after All Might has been injured permanently and just can't All Might anymore, where the giant boulder is about to crush him, and Deku makes his debut by splitting the boulder in half with an axe kick. And then you see the up close on the boot, like clicking and clacking like to Deku's feet. Essentially, they're meant to increase his leg durability, so they're pretty much braces for his legs, so they can't break, as well as like hardeners. And so he can kick harder, he can kick faster, and they release steam. Like they're a piece of equipment, yeah, so they can't break. But at the same time, his legs have been way less broken than his arms have ever been.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, those boots basically took him from like level 1 to level 5. You know, like that was a huge piece of his like hero look. Like those shoes look super cool too. Great finish, but like he needed those to really perfect his like special move in that training camp. I remember, and just a very solid pick there. Like those boots like made him so much stronger.
Plus, Deku is also he probably is my favorite character, or he's probably one of my well, not probably. He is definitely one of my favorite shonen protagonists out there. So to see him, and when it comes to like fighting stuff, I prefer kickers as opposed to punchers. Like if I make a fighting character, I make him a kicking expert. So to see Deku just switch into that full throttle, I fucking love. Like, of course, he still has his punches, and he does utilize both of them. But I fucking loved it when he started using shoot style.
100%. I think this is another one of those self-explanatory ones, Hotshot, because the shoot style, it was really perfected and managed because he had those boots and because and everything, you know.
And you're right. It is pretty self-explanatory because this simple piece of equipment that Hatsune made for Deku just completely shifted his fighting style. Instead of just using his arms, where we've only seen him use his legs to like dodge and move and everything, now he can actually kick with the power of One for All. Something not even All Might did. Keep that in mind. This is something that uniquely Deku can do. No other users of All for One that we've seen, or One for All that we've seen, have been kicking. They've all just been using smashes.
Yeah, 100%. I really want to go to my next pick.
Yeah, I mean that's really all I had. I just wanted to bring it up because that's really what transitioned him into having one of my favorite styles. So go on with your third and final.
Mine
after
my next pick.
Sorry, one quick thing. After your final, I do have one honorable mention I do want to bring up.
Yeah, for sure. All right. My final pick is the ODM gear from Attack on Titan.
I almost brought that one up. I'm not gonna lie. I tried keeping mine just like something you could hold in the palm of your hand, and I just broke that rule for shoot style. I almost did the ODM gear.
Well, the ODM gear is basically omnidirectional gear. What does omnidirectional mean? Basically, you can move anywhere. You can transmit from in any direction thanks to it. Think of it. Look, I'm an audio engineer, so I'd like to throw in my profession in here very quickly. A omnidirectional microphone is the microphone that could like pick up sound at equal gain wherever you're standing. So if you're speaking from the left, the right, or from whatever side, it doesn't matter because it will pick up an equal amount of gain. Basically, this tool, created by the humans in Attack on Titan as a means to fight against the Titans, allows them to, instead of moving in 2 dimensions, in 3 dimensions. And it's this gear that they attach from the waist, that they have 2 grips with, and they have 2 tanks of gas, and then 2 sections where they have blades they can grab from. And the way it works, basically, is with the hand grips, the piston shot grapple hooks, the gas powered mechanism, and the iron wire propellers. They will shoot that, and in close spaces such as a forest, they will grip on with the hook of the grapple. They'll grip onto a surface, and with the momentum they have, they'll like swing and keep going and to the direction they want to pursue a target. And it's really cool because you've seen like ODM gear users such as Levi. They're very skilled to be able to like wiggle around. Like that whole scene where he's fighting against Kenny in season 2. He's moving from crazy directions, and you even get like really cool angles where you see the ODM gear moving to see what direction he's going into or out of, to be able to like evade attacks from different angles. And I really like it. The one thing I don't like about it is like it's very limited in the sense that like if you're in open space, you can't really use it. And the other thing is if you run out of gas, you're kind of screwed. Like in season 1, Mikasa was running on fumes to get to the other side of the town when that whole attack of the Titans occurred, the very first one, and she ran out of gas at some point, and she barely made it. She had to like jump through a window and like land in a building, and that was it. Just really cool gear that I really like, and like the mechanics of it with like the main housing where you have like around your waist, and then the grips that that you have in your two hands that like shoot it, and then you also have obviously the blades, which is like that's like what this whole thing sets up. The blades is what's gonna cut the nape of the neck for these Titans to be able to defeat them. So this is just like one big thing that allows them to fight against Titan.
It makes the one thing I will say, since the Titans are obviously like behemoths in comparison to just mortal humans, it makes getting up to them so much easier when you can, fly up into the air with anchor points and everything else. And one of my favorite places that they fight in Attack on Titan is when they get lost in the woods, because you can actually still use it there, and it actually works better there than in the city a lot of the times, I feel like. But when you're kind of out in
Yeah.
an open area, really the only thing that you can hope to grab onto is the Titan itself. So like you can still like jump and
Yeah.
use the gas and everything, but you don't really have a way to anchor yourself.
But like, there's like sometimes like I remember like in season 1, Annie, she in her Titan form, she got like struck. Like you had 3 different scouts like shoot her, like with the hooks get into her, and like she jumped and like spun around and she killed all 3 of those humans in a second. It was
Yeah.
like a child's play to her. So just
That's
because
the
you can
thing.
grab
When you get
onto
to
the Titan doesn't mean you should.
when you get to sentient Titans like that, like Annie, or arguably probably Eren at this point, like would be able to know. Again, I haven't watched like towards the end of Attack on Titan. I'm really working on a little bit past who you realize who the Colossal Titan and Armored Titan are. But when you go into intelligent Titans like that, even with the ODM gear, it's not everything that's going to get you victory. Like even the first time that we see Eren use it in an actual Titan, when he goes after Colossal, the Colossal releases a bunch of steam from his back and disappears. So ODM is not the only thing that is going to win you a victory, especially when it comes to intelligent Titans who A, know how this machine works, and B, know how to defend themselves against it.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. But still, like this is like
I mean, that is
at the
that
beginning
is
of the anime.
yeah, that is the bread and butter of what makes Attack on Titan, like making humans even have a possible chance of winning against the Titans. They need an effective way to combat against them, and this is what they came up with, and I love it, especially in the games. It's really fun to use in the game.
No, for sure. But what I'm trying to say though is, other than just that, it's like the foundation, because in later seasons they build onto that. Like they have like rockets that they use, because of the ODM gear to like attack Titans in a more efficient way. And like the ODM gear is like the starting point of like the technology of Attack on Titan. And
Yeah,
we see, like,
I mean that's
more
kind of the
advancements
same.
build off of it.
That's kind of the same mindset that I had with bringing up the Pokedex, because it starts with the
Yeah,
Pokedex
exactly.
and then evolves into a Pokemon living in there and helping you out even more. Like all technology,
it's
like
great.
all technology can be advanced further. That's the entire point of having technology. They're meant to enhance like our activities and our life, but how can we enhance them to make it even better?
No, I completely understand. That's basically everything I had to say on this specific Pokedex.
Yeah, I mean,
oh my god.
I mean,
Equipment.
guys, if I'm being honest, it's tech. Like there isn't really a whole lot that you can say a lot about it when, especially if it's a big time anime like Dragon Ball or Pokemon or Attack on Titan, where it takes up such a major part of that show. If you even say what it is, a lot of people are immediately going to know like what it can do and what it's in, stuff like that. It is like technology has a lot of place in a lot of animes. Unfortunately, because I kept stealing Jane's picks, we had a hard time thinking of what they actually were. But that's because they're so common to find in anime. We probably had a hard time just finding like notable appearances or like things that are really worth bringing up.
Yeah. All right. Let's do it. Your final pick / honorable mention.
Okay. My honorable mention is one that I've brought up to you before, but I don't know if you knew this was tech. Monokuma from Danganronpa.
Explain.
Monokuma is a 100% android who's being controlled by another power. And the only
I
reason
mean, I could have picked like Android 17 in that case, but anyways, go ahead.
no, because Android 18 and 17 still have partial human parts in them. Monokuma is full on
Fair
android.
enough.
It's full on robot. And the only
I
reason
mean, yeah,
the only reason I bring Monokuma up is because in Danganronpa he is the staple. He is like completely. If you think Danganronpa, he is probably the first face you think of. And two, he can also be mass produced. So there's literally thousands of Monokuma running around. Like there's one that the ringleader uses, but the rest of them can just be used to spread mass chaos around the world.
right.
For just one thing of that, and then I'll recap my list. In Ultra Despair Girls for the game for PlayStation, it's a spin-off of Danganronpa, and your main enemy are Monokuma robots, and the only way to defeat them is to shoot them in the red eye. So that's why
Red Eyes
that's why I
Black
can count him.
Dragon is my final honorable mention. No, I'm kidding.
He's tech now? Oh, damn, cool. But I just
Actually,
thought
I think there's a metal version of him. But anyways, yeah.
anyway. But that's the only reason really why I bring Monokuma up, because he is technically a piece of tech, and he is one of my favorite characters out there in twisted anime like that. So I just thought at the very least, maybe we'll talk about him more in like another villains list that we do later on down the line or something. I just wanted to bring him up since tech made me think of him almost immediately. So to recap, my list was the Pokedex from Pokemon, the Dragon Radar from DBZ, the Deku's shoot style legs from My Hero Academia, with an honorable mention of Monokuma from Danganronpa.
And for myself, I had the ODM Gear from Attack on Titan, the Dual Disc from Yu-Gi-Oh, and the Medical Machine from Dragon Ball. All right. The artwork
Sorry,
for
I
the
kept
podcast
stealing your
is
list.
provided by the non-list stealing artist, GoProkyo. He does all the artwork for the podcast. He's amazing at what he does. So go check his out. Go check out his links in the description. He's available for hire and does amazing freelance design and animation and artwork in general. He's just really great. Super affordable rates. So go check out GoProkyo. Hotshot, what's going down on your channel? Let people know what's good in the Hotshot hood.
All right, guys. So you can go ahead and find me over on my channel, Hotshot Ginger, where currently I am working on a sister podcast of my own with GoProkyo, PonsuCast. We've just taken a slight bit of a hiatus, only because, as you guys know, things in the world are a little crazy right now, and we're trying to find a point to where we can both just sit down and record for a little while. So we're still working on that. That is still a project that's happening. You guys can also find me over on Twitter at Caution Ginger, and I guess as long as Jaden is willing to have me here, no matter how many times I steal his list or call him out on Canadian stereotypes, you can find me right here on his.
Amazing. I'm excited for the next episode at a podcast. I'm thinking I should come on to an episode one day. I'm warming
No,
up
you
to
will.
the idea.
You totally will.
If you guys would have me.
Yeah, totally.
If you guys will have me. All right. It'll
But
be weird
that
to
means
be,
you'd have to
a
watch
guest
something
on
for
the podcast that
PonsuCast.
I will edit. You could do an episode on Great Teacher Otezuka, and you know it.
I could. You're right, but that's a show that you wanted to watch.
Yeah, but it's a great show. That's just another.
Moving
amazing
on,
anime.
where
All right,
can people find you?
yeah.
Clearly, they know since they're listening to your podcast on your channel.
Our podcast, bro. It's
On
our
your
podcast.
channel.
I will correct you every time. No, it's just our podcast, and it might be on my channel, but it's our podcast, and it's not the same without you. I will say that until the cow comes home. And also, you can find me at JaianMusic everywhere, and you can also check out my website, JaianMusic.com. I have recently updated my channel my website with a new portfolio material. I have a Giant Music portfolio channel, which is I upload there very randomly and sporadically, like maybe once every 2-3 months, but it's like portfolio pieces of like music I've composed and sound design I've done. So go check out all of my audio services over there, and that's gonna be everything for myself. For Hotshot, this has been another episode of
Anime Podcasters.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank Thank you for watching this week's episode of Anime Podcasters. If you would like to support the podcast, you can find audio downloads on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and Google Play. If you would like to support the voices in this podcast, follow their links in the description and the Twitter handles on screen. See you next time, Weebs.